The body of Christopher Dorner has been identified by authorities searching through the remains of a California cabin. One of the big questions now emerging is whether law enforcement set that fire that Dorner was hiding inside of. Ben has an investigation and a reality check you won't see anywhere else.
Well, the search surrounding Christopher Dorner ended Tuesday night when law enforcement in California surrounded the cabin Dorner was hiding in. Shortly after that cabin was surrounded, it went up in flames, and the person inside, again now identified as Chris Dorner, was unable to get out alive. Immediately afterward, questions were raised as to whether law enforcement set that cabin on fire intentionally, something law enforcement has denied. John McMahon, a spokesperson for the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department, told reporters Wednesday night, quote, "It was not on purpose. We didn't intentionally burn down that cabin to get Mr. Dorner out," end quote. But is that true? Several recordings of police scanner audio have been captured and shared on the internet. Scanner audio where sheriff's deputies can be heard talking about moving forward with the plan with the burn. Listen.
All right, Steve, we're gonna go forward with the plan with the burner. Copy. One, it's like we talked about. 7 burners deployed and we have a fire.
Copy, 7 burners deployed and we have a fire.
Now, that audio is not as clear-cut as some would like to believe. The San Bernardino Sheriff's Department points out that burner is a slang term for tear gas canisters. In fact, it may refer to burn-safe containers of CS gas canisters. Those canisters are made by the Covina Thomas Company in Covina, California. On its website, the company lists among its recent customers the LAPD. Though, as the UK Guardian points out, the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office, which led this raid, is not on that list of customers. Even so, is it reasonable to assume that that's what's being talked about in that scanner audio? CS canisters, they're extremely flammable. Firing 7 at one time into a structure would almost certainly cause a fire. If those were used, could they be what officers are referring to as burners? Well, perhaps. But if you listen to that scanner audio again, there are 2 conversations actually happening. The first, in which deputies say that they are going forward with the plan for the burn. The second, from someone else who announces that burners have been deployed. And the answer back from the dispatch is 7 burners deployed and we have a fire. So the issue of whether or not tear gas are referred to as burners does not resolve the plan for the burn comment, which connects us to another piece of audio that made air on KCAL.
Police officers understandably upset.
So what this means for you is that if law enforcement intentionally burned that cabin and Chris Dorner a short time after the standoff began, well, that isn't justice. Chief James Craig told us that he has a problem with those who are holding up Christopher Dorner as a hero, and that's understandable. But regardless of whether Chris Dorner was guilty of every crime he was accused of or not, under our system of justice, police officers are not the judge, jury, and executioner. This isn't Judge Dredd. Here's hoping journalists will continue to search for truth in this story, because even if Dorner desired to die in a blaze of glory, burning alive someone accused of a crime cannot be simply justified because of how terrible the accusation may be. And that is Reality Check.
You can find the sources for the story posted on our website at fox19.com. And if you'd like to make your voice heard on the story, head over to Ben's Facebook page. You can find it by searching Ben Swan.